Open up the select board meeting, Clarksburg, Monday, June 22nd at 5 p.m. Would everyone please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. First on this, I know last time we talked about library repairs, and I wasn't sure.
Okay. The roof work's done. He's in contact with the library staff to get in to, and I don't have a key. I talked with Dan on that, to get in to finish that. I also reached out to the building, or the tree warden, to see about getting that pine tree that's next to the transformer that's right up above the library. And then if you're okay with it, I'd like to also yak at the neighbor to see if they have any objection to just cleaning that out. Because if we have rotten siding and or maybe worse, that side never gets any sun, and it's pretty treed up type of a thing. So if you want, I can talk to Debbie and see if they would mind.
Sure.
And we'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, I think we're good. Less trees, the better.
Yeah.
It is, especially when they're near. We were fortunate; none of our buildings got hit.
Yeah.
In this storm.
Well, the senior center, just talking about the storm. They took pictures of it. It was.
I got pictures.
Oh my gosh! The lawn was just covered with the branches, but luckily there was no major damage. All right, next on the agenda is the accountant's office moving downstairs. Now that everyone's back, I know we had to postpone it for reasons. And how's it going?
Well, it hasn't really changed much. So Mike's got some packing to do, but he's basically ready to go.
Okay.
But then we had the storm last week, so a whole lot of nothing got done.
Yeah, that's fine. But I know at one time you were waiting for Jason.
I think that's squared away.
Okay, so that's all squared away. So we're moving in a positive direction, and we'll get that going. Okay. All right, MVP update. We had a meeting, Zoom meeting with the designer and everything, and they just had this. What happens is this last fiscal year, which ended June 30th, their mission from the designer was to get input from the town and residents, and that's why they had 2 dinners up there and everything like this. So they put a package together. I didn't make copies for everybody because it's just a preliminary of what people were saying, and there's a lot of things and a lot of wish lists and stuff.
We'll see.
But I can leave it here, and if anybody wants to look at it, I just don't want to waste the paper. Basically, now this next 6 months through December 31st, the designer is going to come up now with like a design for walkways going out, or into the wetland area, what they can do, fixing culverts. Possibly grazing some sections of the town field, possibly like by the horseshoe pits, because those are down low. And looking at maybe getting a walking trail around, and even looking at like pickleball court. Everything there, they're going to now take a look at. And they're also may call in somebody for the other side of Middle Road, where Tamarack Brook comes in, just to see what we can do and still be okay with the DEP and all of that. So anyway, now they're really starting to look into it. So
The actual project.
So again, I didn't want to waste a lot of paper with just what they did this last year.
You want me
It's
to
here.
scan that and then I can email it to everybody?
That works.
And that with the other sheet is just their schedule.
Great.
So that's just an update on that, and hopefully we'll get moving. Nothing moves fast with the state, we have to go through all the process, but hopefully it'll pay off. There could be some good money coming and some good improvements there at the town field. Also, they were looking at some of the, by the DPW, that little brook that comes down there that goes all the way over to the sewer pumping station, if they can do any management of that brook to maybe clear it out a little bit or whatever. So just wanna, like, I don't know where they're gonna look at the whole thing and come up with a plan. All right, next on the schedule is the update and shared services of the Northern Berkshire School Union.
So 2 of the towns have paid us, I believe it was Florida and Rowe. I did get the signed contract or memorandum of understanding from Rowe, but only Rowe. I did talk with Neil Olson last week not last week, the week before, when I was on vacation, but I still went to the Solid Waste District, and he's a commissioner there too. So I was, yakking with him about that, and he's put it into he's the chairman of the select board. He put it into the school committee, so they're reviewing that agreement. So I'm not anticipating any problems, but we'll find out.
Yeah, so listen, I wanna thank all the town employees, but especially Kelly for all her work on this, and everybody come on, I think we came up with a good compromise with the Northern Berkshire School Union.
Yep.
Rose gonna take over the everyday billing, and we're gonna continue doing retirement and that, so, and payroll. So, and hopefully we'll get the money that we're owed, so everything's good there.
That's good news.
Excellent.
All right. So engineering update on North Houghton. Are we gonna be able to get the engineering so we can put in for a strap grant a year down the road?
Yeah, we've got plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
I spoke with Mark Vassar today, and it's just a
Okay.
big swap too. And he was told that I had easily a year before I need anything firm, you know what I mean? So we did that one walkthrough, got some rough numbers, rough measurements. We're gonna be doing another walkthrough, I'd say this fall, and then we'll put something together.
Okay,
We've got plenty of time.
yeah,
You know.
Okay.
that's good. All right. Well, we gotta review and approve,
Actually, we
the
jumped
sale.
over,
DPW position.
I'm sorry, what?
we jumped over the update on the DPW position.
I'm sorry.
Kyle's
You're
probably
right,
here.
check it out.
Yeah. I basically need to know how the board wants to handle. You guys wanna be involved in this? What's your perspective? I've had it with both
Historically.
ways.
Historically, Kyle and I go through, and then we bring the candidate we think is best to the board. Is that a process you guys are okay with?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I'll be honest, they're gonna be working directly.
I also need some other input from the board. Laws have changed with their CDLs. You now have to go to schooling for this. Before, the town used to allow them to use a town truck, practice during here. We can't do that anymore. I only have 2 out of, I believe, 10 applicants that have a CDL. Do you want me to look towards more a labor position? My goal was a CDL.
Minimum's gonna be a CDLB, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And we got 2, and really, we got 1. From what I can look at. You know what I mean, of the applicants.
Realistically, you need an extra CDL driver, correct?
Realistically, right now, yes, but realistically, in the future, I can see us getting away from the larger trucks and going down the smaller ones. Just because they're more useful and cost effective, and
Okay.
especially after the truck I've got ordered right now, if I like with the wings set up and
Yep.
it pans out for this town and works out great.
Makes more sense,
We're
yeah.
gonna downsize to 1 large truck and 2 1-tons instead of 2 large trucks and 1 1-ton, you know what I mean? It's just
Okay.
for $140,000 compared to $250,000.
Now, if you expanded it more to a labor position, does that obviously make your selection process a little easier?
Yes and no. I mean, even if they are just a laborer, they can always go get their hoisting licenses.
Correct,
and
yeah.
That's still a benefit to the town. There's no schooling for that, but just a CDL. I prefer somebody with a CDL. We used to be a requirement for this town. I'm leaving it up to the board, you know? What do you want to do here?
I guess interview the top 2 with a CDL and maybe
Go from there?
check with a couple that don't have the CDL. Yeah, I'm just saying that you have someone that really shines that doesn't have one. I mean, they could always
Get one.
get it. I hate to pass up someone that doesn't have one and be a good worker.
Is that something we should discuss further down the road? Also, I know other towns now are paying for that. But they are making them sign waivers that they'll be an employee for 3 years, they're responsible for paying that. I think it's like
Was it
For the, for the
5,000?
CDL training? I know there is some programs like
There's a
for
couple,
the state.
BCC just
Yeah.
had one, but is the town willing to pay for all that? Are you willing to send a guy? And then like, there was a question, a town just sent to my Berkshire County superintendents, how are we handling this? Cause they paid for this gentleman to go to school, he
Then
got
he left.
licensed that Monday, he showed up and said, my 2 weeks is in, out the door he went, and the taxpayers funded that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there had to be some kind of contract in place. They
Yeah.
guarantee 3 years of employment, and once receiving the license order, has to pay it back. I would,
And prorated over 3 years, drops $1,700 a year, so you got 3 years to pay off the $5,000.
until about roughly what it is, $5,000 for the training.
I don't, I'm not. I have
It's,
not
I
looked
think
at
it's
it.
somewhere.
7 or 8,
Yeah,
wasn't
it
it?
might be. I think it all depends schooling where you can go.
Yeah, and I agree.
I'm fine with, I think, the process of let Kyle, let the superintendent basically make his recommendations. I think take him to Carl.
Alright.
They're gonna be working for you direct, so it's,
Yep.
Alright.
I think at the end of the day,
We'll go
it's
from there then.
Yeah, you know more than,
Obviously, my CDLs and my hoistings are gonna take priority.
Preference,
yeah.
Preference over
Yeah.
Yeah.
other stuff. So.
yeah, but let's say they don't thrill you, and then somebody else that doesn't have one is like, oh, wow, this guy's really
No,
gonna
no,
be
if
good.
somebody applies with a diesel mechanic's license, that's wicked benefit for the town,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely.
We've
So-
done that before also.
So we'll definitely leave it up to your
I
judgment,
think it's your discretion, and
and
then
then,
Carl can finalize
and then we'll
it.
take it from
Yeah.
there. But if you need any of us, I mean, if you want us involved, or if you have a
Yeah.
question, obviously, come.
But
But
hopefully, by the time
otherwise,
you guys get back from vacation, me and Carl will have a recommendation for you guys to appoint. It would have been, last week, we were supposed to sit down and discuss this, but I got busy.
oh, you did.
Well, hopefully this week, we'll sit
Yeah, a
down
little
and
bit.
discuss, schedule up some interviews from there, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good, Kyle. Thanks for all your hard work.
Not everything was
Yeah, have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll review the sale of the cemetery lot, and this is it right here. It's the Catherine Danderian. How you say that? They got 2 grave lots, and we just have to sign off that for lot number 33.
Make a motion to
Section
approve.
D.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We signed this, right?
Yes, yeah.
So I can't write. You know, when you retire, you don't write anymore. It becomes scribble. I never had good handwriting anyway, but. Okay, now the next on the agenda is review and approve appointments for FY '25. So do we have a list we don't have a list of those now?
No, we don't.
I think
Okay.
the only one we know is definite is the inspector, Bill Moran, correct?
Okay,
So we can vote to make him permanent, and then we can tackle the others at our next meeting.
I make a motion to appoint Bill Moranti as the permanent building inspector for the town of Clarksburg.
I'll second.
all in favor? Aye. All right, next is for the chief.
So we need a roll call vote.
Dan Haskins, yes.
Bob Norcross, yes?
Yes.
And then Peter can,
Peter left.
oh,
Yeah, yes.